Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. Welcome to another stream. So I hope you had a great week coming into the weekend. But and here is as usual. I like to start with some of the updates, just to for folks that might not watch the whole video. And the main one is around the the town. And you'll notice there's some changes, and that was namely because um, I did not like how it was kind of split up. There was this like one road that was coming down through here, and there was like another block on this side, and I didn't really like that very much. I um, I just felt like there was like quite a lot of space that was just kind of missed opportunity as far as some gameplay approaches and everything else. So I've decided to expand. I left this area alone, like the one that we worked on the previous streams, and I decided to try and create like a little bit of um, uh, like this kind of a block with like a parking lot behind it, some back entrances to the buildings, and also the other thing that was kind of just left. Um, I wouldn't say abandoned, but it wasn't really making too much sense, was like the water's edge. So I decided to make more like kind of like a boardwalk kind of idea where you would have like this road down through here with the parking lot and like kind of picnic areas overlooking the water. So I thought that would fit a lot better than having the motel over here. So what I did with the motel is I moved it just to the edge of town. Um, so basically, this is where the town is, and the motel is right here, also next to the water. This is kind of where that little camp slash beach area is going to be, was, and it will be. I just had to move some of the rocks around to accommodate for the new layout of the town. So there that one that way, it gives the player more opportunities. Like there's some back alleys between the buildings here. Um, some more areas out here behind these buildings as well, kind of places to hide in some of these in some of these shacks, some of these like kind of storage containers, little storage units. I know they're like not barns, but sheds type of structures, and with all the fences around, you can like trick the enemy or just kind of try and get around them that way. Yeah, so and then just to round up the edge of it will be this kind of block onto this end. So everything else is pretty much the same, with the garage at this end of the town and the diner as it was before. Nothing changed here. Of course, the interior is hidden, but yeah, that was like that was the main update that I wanted to share with you guys, and that I was trying to fit, like I said, this area, and if you look at some of the previous videos, was not very well put together, let me put it that way. And I've decided that I need to make a change. So yeah, there it is. It's a little bit more. I think to me, I've actually taken a little bit of inspiration out of a town that's kind of close to me, and mostly for this kind of back alleys behind these buildings. So you have like a kind of a hotel over here, and uh, kind of behind it, just a little bit of a parking area over here. And along with that, I've also worked on expanding some of these assets that I have. So created one of these parking looking I wouldn't call it like parking, but this extender of the sidewalk. So it kind of it comes off of off of the main road and extends the road itself so you can have like some parallel parking over here. Hey, Theodore, welcome, welcome. Is it hard to import objects from Blender to Unreal? No, it's really easy, and there is a plugin as well, if I'm not mistaken, that would really simplify things. Is this Blender file importer? I haven't I've used it in the past, but I haven't used it too much recently because I've had a bunch of items in Blender and exported it that way. And so what this one does, you can just import your Blender file. So when you make a change to your Blender file, it just updates the asset in Blender. So it's a very useful thing. But other than that, if you choose to just export an FBX and import it, is literally just that: export FBX and import FBX. And once you have it already imported, you can just re-import it through Unreal's content browser, and it's just that simple. Yeah, so yeah, guys, that was kind of the main update from this week. Also played around with creating some more kind of like these building type of signage, just to put them on these because I really liked how this one turned out, this kind of Haven hardware, and I decided to try and make some more like that. This one was just I've made something that says room with bath because I literally seen something similar on a building close to where I live, so I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. Yeah, you're welcome, Todor. My pleasure. Yeah, and then what I try to do is I've also tried to make it so that these windows, they're not transparent, especially for the buildings that you can go in, and that they have these drapes type of things and blinds. And I think that, for one, of course, it simplifies the shader a lot. But I think it also looks good as something that's transparent. So yeah, that was kind of the main work from this week. So today I was thinking of continuing some of this, just refining some of the contact points, like you'll see that some areas are not all the way there, like these this ramp here. It's uh, not fully done. So hopefully get some of that completed, and as well as this parking lot here, connecting it to the road, and of course kind of adjusting this road a little bit because it's a little bit off from some of these points, like this sidewalk here. It's this road I need to like adjust the spline a little bit. But yeah, also, created one of these meshes here, so just to kind of cover this area where there's some trees growing out of this kind of planter uh, surface. So yeah, there we go. That was like the main update. I wish I had more, at least from the gameplay standpoint. I just didn't get around to it. So yeah, well, let's get to it. Hopefully get this street done, and maybe see if we can touch up this area a little bit. We'll see, time permitting. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do like a full 2 hours today, but yeah, let's get to it. So the main thing that you'll see, like there's like these slopes over here. I wanted to keep this, so I really like angles and elevations, and it's so much easier if the whole town was flat. Definitely, like you don't have to worry about positioning, angles and like slopes, and trying to rotate some of these things, like for example sidewalk, like that has to follow the terrain. This um, is a little bit of a chore. I wouldn't call it a pain, but it takes a little bit of doing. So that's why I wanted to have this area here where this building is next to the road, have this be on this kind of lower plane there than where the main street is, and some of the buildings back here they're also a little bit higher up. Yeah, so let's get to it. And for that, I think first what I wanted to do is actually get the sidewalk in place. So I'm gonna just use what I already have here with this scatter tool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to help me put this sidewalk together, just like this. And kind of based off of that, I'm gonna determine how far to the right I need to move the road, and also, moving the diner off to the side a little bit is really simple since this is its own level, and with the garage is already in place. I don't need to adjust it that much, anyways. So this is going to be just a little bit of a side street going to the garage. All right, well let's get this thing on the road. All right, and let's see how many do I need over here. While this scatter tool is really useful for sometimes it's not necessary to be honest, but yeah, I really like the use of it because it's got all these really nice settings that I can benefit from. And I'm not sure how big is this one, but that should work pretty good. Is it 700? There we go, that works. All right, and we're gonna need to do the corner here. So I'm gonna try to pull this out a little bit like there. And then this one, we'll try and see how we can position it. All right. So I'm just gonna bring it up to the corner there. And yeah, as you can see, like I can, with this tool, what I can do since it's a spline, I can just lower this point down and just make it follow the road a little bit better. Just like that. All right, so let's add the corner of this. Hey, Penguin, how did you make this lighting? It looks really fresh and clean. Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's been a lot of trial and error. I did start from, and I'm not sure if it's still on the marketplace, but originally it was something called Desert Gas Station, I think. So this was my original point where I started with the lighting. The kind of the setup that this developer had, it's like a sky blueprint that has a number of setups for like daylight, um, sunset, overcast, and so on. So what I did is this blueprint itself, and I can show it to you real quick. In the end, there's a lot of just experimenting with the settings for the directional light and the skylight, and also just keeping into account that there is a skybox. So, for example, in my case, this one has like a skybox involved that has a variety of materials applied to it depending on the time of day that I choose. And so I'll show you some of the other times of day if you're interested, how to see how they look. And in the construction script, uh, I can just switch between, based on the lighting section selection, I can switch between daylight, sunset, overcast, and night. I haven't set these up. I think they were set up in the original one, but I just got rid of them because I didn't really like how they looked with Lumen. So this was pre-Lumen as well. So that's why you will see as an example, let me show you how daytime, for example. So in daytime, um, I'm setting the world rotation, which is rotating the skybox. So it's basically rotating the entire actor. Um, and then just setting a material, uh, because since I change it at on the construction script, I'm setting a different material instance for whichever the setting I choose. Um, then I'm changing between, I have multiple settings. So again, this is, I totally hacked what the original developer had. But I like the setup, So the setup was with this kind of switch where you can switch between the settings. And and after that, I'm setting the intensity for the directional light depending on the time of day. If it's overcast, lower, night, lower, and so on. And also setting the day fog. So I have multiple. I have a few of these exponential height fog depending on the time of day. So at night might be a little bit stronger or have different settings. So I set it based on that. Then setting the skylight intensity, which again is going to differ between the times of day. And this is just kind of a relative rotation. It doesn't really, I didn't take that too much into account. And then at the end, there's like a post-process setting that takes into account the entire world. Again, this is from the original developer. And, I'm just playing around with the LUT settings and then kind of color grading. So and I just repeat that for each one of them, each one of the settings, like night, sunset. So this is how it looks. Let's go to maybe a different location here where there's like something that's a little bit more built out. So for example, during sunset, this is how it looks during sunset. And of course, once you rotate the sky around, you can like get a little bit of a different um, kind of look to it, depending on what you want to highlight or look at. Um, and so the other one, I think I have overcast implemented, which is kind of okay-ish. And then night, which um, I think I'm happy with the night. The night and the other two look a little bit better, like the night, daylight, and sunset. I think those look the best at the moment. Yeah, the sunset looks really, really cool because I really like, kind of the sunset setting, so like around here and with Lumen, it actually helps quite a lot, with how things look. Like Lumen does is pretty awesome. Like in areas like this. Oh, hello. And like some of these back alleys. Yeah. Um, so I know enough about blueprints to I guess as friend of mine was saying, I know enough to be dangerous, but yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the sunset. And that's another thing that you got to balance. Whenever you play with volumetric fog, it's kind of like how the height is. That's really important. Like the height of the volumetric fog. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you set it up, make sure you have the height taken into account because that can change things drastically. All right, so let's apply the corner to this. I'm not entirely sure why this one is much bigger than. then this, I should have used this mesh actually. Let's just place this back where it belongs. Make sure that, oh, it was like the scale was set to 1. Why did I set the scale so large? I was kind of wondering why this sidewalk looks so big, but it was because of the scale that I've set here, and why it was like I had to increase the distance between the instances. This should have been like 500 or something like that. There we go. But yeah, in the end, and also another thing that I've been doing is just using like, especially for the different times of day, I wanted to kind of keep the skylight somewhat uniform. Might not be the best way to do it, but so I've used cube map for the sky map for the skylight. Sorry. So it's not. I was experimenting with like the real time capture, but I it ended up looking better for me with using uh, like a cube map. All right, so now I can, let's see if we can make this road so that it fills in the spaces. Yeah, I want the splines. There we go, that's a little bit better. There, okay. So that's better. Let's just, I'll try and adjust this one a little bit. I think it slopes up. There we go, that's good. All right, and we have the corner here. And this one is actually going almost to the right place. And then we can like continue into this kind of backyard down here. All right, so let's see. What I wanted to do is kind of grab these points from here and try to adjust it as good. Hey Penguin, what is this game world inspired from? Well, so I think a lot of my inspiration comes from um, like overall the world itself. Far Cry 5. That's you hit it right on the head. That was I'm not sure why, but I fell in love with that game. I think it was the one of the very few games that I did like a completion type of, like I try to play every single mission or everything in it. And because I also love the world itself, like that kind of Nordic type of type of a biome, and because these are the trees that I like the most, out of like the trees in the world, like conifers. I like these a lot. So so yeah, when it comes to inspiration, that's a big part of it. Far Cry 5 and um, Days Gone. Days Gone was another one that was something that I really liked. Well, so I was thinking of like I don't want to kind of just completely replicate what's in Far Cry. That was, yeah, that was like farmland, most of it. There wasn't any towns, like I have, there wasn't any of this scale of towns in Far Cry 5. But um, I also don't want to completely replicate it. Like I like the environment, with the surrounding hills, mountains, and the trees. But I think that's where the comparison stops. Um, yeah, there's going to be some of the satellite locations in the world, like for example, like an observation tower over here, like mobile home park over here, the like an antenna over here. There's actually going to be three of these locations, three of these antenna locations tied into some missions, and then kind of like the bad stuff happening over here in a way, um, and also kind of just a residential area over here. So so yeah, like I said, I really liked uh, Far Cry when it came to, if you look at the world as one piece, like, yeah, this is Far Cry-ish, like you got one of those zones in Far Cry. But but yeah, that's about it as far as but like in Far Cry, there is no zombies. There is like the bad guys, the good guys, the NPCs they're gonna interact with and get the missions from. And so as far as that goes, that's there's some similarities there. And hopefully that sounds interesting. And people, I'm hoping that they're gonna like it. All right, so that's where this one should actually be. So I need to lower this down. Let's try and match these. All right, and then the road itself. This is the spline, so let's try and adjust the spline. I'm just, I'm hoping that I got enough points on the spline. Let's take a look. I might need to kind of drop this to about there. And let's select the control points since we're here and try and get this road off to the side a little bit like that. Oh, an RV park. Yeah, that's really cool. I've been I really like to add, that's one of the things that I liked about Far Cry is having these locations, like uh, I'm not sure if that's a proper name, like satellite locations, where they're um, they're a little bit like not necessarily like a main location, but there's like there's missions tied into it. So so I really wanted to have that in place. All right, let's try and sculpt this. Oh, there we go. That actually turned out much better than expected. Oh, terrific. All right, that's good. All right, so now I just need to try and set this up, these like kind of the entrance, right? So for example, this section here where it goes into this parking area. I'm just trying um, to maybe use some decals around here because you can only uh, set things up as so much, especially when it's like all these angles. Yeah, like I was saying, making things flat is very easy to place things, but once you start adding slopes, it becomes much more difficult, and I'm probably going to feel the pain when it comes to these storefronts. But these are going to turn these into just regular housing units and not storefronts like these are. And that should make it easier. But yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look over here. Just gonna try and this road kind of winds this way a little bit too much. So let's try and set up the spline points to be on the same direction. And yeah, let's go in here, splines, and then we want to select these control points. As you can see, they all have multiple values. So I'm just going to grab this one because this is where I want to start. And this is negative 153. Let's call it 154. And I'm going to select the control points and let's see if we place that in here. They should all be aligned. There we go. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to try and lift this point up a little bit just to bring it and also try and make it flat like this. There we go, like that. All right, so now we have the road kind of covering this concrete section. All right, and let's do one last time for this. We'll see how it turns out. All right, good. So now I'm just gonna update this thing a little bit. There we go. That's better. Hey Igor, welcome, welcome. Um, no, it's not handcrafted. What's handcrafted is these sidewalks. Um, but um, but these are called. It's a package on the marketplace called Town Shops. So uh, but yeah, after that, I've kind of taken it and changed some of the materials, to have like blinds. This is something that I've made, like the materials, then added. So but the package itself is great. This is kind of where I got all these things from. Yeah, I ended up, tweaking how some materials are made and like just so I can get some variety in here, like I have, these are the same buildings, but in the construction script of the pack level actor, I've made them so that the material is changed at construction, so that way they look a little bit different. But yeah, once you I think the main thing that I wanted to have here is like I have the building blocks. It's kind of like Legos, the way I look at it. And so there are the building blocks, and then I'm just gonna start, piecing them together like this. So if you look at the original package, it looks, you know, literally like more like this, like these aligned down the main street. But but yeah, you would have to kind of join them together like this. Then um, this was originally from this sidewalk was originally from a different package, and I just ended up using the textures from it and recreated the model itself so that I can use the same asphalt texture that I'm using for these roads here. So that way they're kind of uh, the same, you know. But yeah, thank you for the question, Igor. Hey, Legends Never Die. I never checked that out. Actually, thank you so much. I'll take a look. But for now, at least with these couple of time of day settings, um, I'm um, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep it the way it is. But I'll give that a shot. See how things are looking there because I always like um, some new things to look at. So thank you, Legends. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm gonna try and bring this closer to the road. Um, Even though I'm just thinking of adding a little bit of variety in here. So let's try something. I'm not sure how this one, I wanted to make like a little bit of a wider sidewalk for this building. So let's see if I can. So this one is going to be about here. Right there, and I'm gonna steal one of those from over here. Just like that. Hey Manga, welcome, welcome. Oh, thank you, Igor. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Manga, welcome, welcome. It's going all right. It's going all right. I was showing a little bit earlier some of the changes that I've done uh, to um to the town. You know, like just creating this little bigger area over here, you know, where there's like some more back alleys, some more navigable areas than it was before. Hopefully, hopefully people like it. Yeah, yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, let's try and get this on a better grid here, just for to position it a little bit easier. We'll see how this one looks. Let's edit this level here to remove some of these sides. Just like that. There we go. Excuse me about that, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of fix some of these things since we're in here. And I actually kind of like this. Let's try and get these in a little closer. Just hide this area here. Bring this over here like that. Oh, thank you. No, and that's a great way to look at it as well, you know, because I think most people that's how they go about doing things, you know, like I am just doing it uh probably not the right way, but I think I really wanted to see some kind of like a visual project going. Just maybe that's kind of motivating factor just to see that. Um, but yeah, I think most people do it like you doing it, you know. I think that's the more proper way to do it, you know, like building mechanics and um, first. Um, Hey, I wish I could read your name, but I don't really read Cyrillic. CryEngine in this time, bad choice for game dev. Why Unreal? Well,
unfortunately, so I am somebody that, as somebody that came from CryEngine, um, I'm really at this point, I'm not sure if CryEngine is going to be a thing anymore. Like honestly, I'm hoping they're doing something on like in the background and we don't know about it, but I unfortunately I kind of doubt it. So I feel like CryEngine has kind of missed the train with kind of indie game developer world. And like I said, I mean I am somebody that used CryEngine and has stuck with CryEngine for maybe longer than I was supposed to. Um, and but and I because I kept on hoping that something is gonna they're gonna do something great or something this and that is gonna happen, but unfortunately that never came to be. So um unfortunately I don't think, like I said, unless they drop some like gigantic news and some kind of like extremely favorable licensing things, but unfortunately I think it's pretty much too late. um I wish that wasn't the case, but um, yeah, I don't really, I don't think um, it's coming back. It's not. That's unfortunate, but that's kind of how I see it. And it was a bummer for me too because I really loved the engine. Like I was, I liked the fact that I was able to learn C++ plus plus and all that. Like I learned quite a lot of C++ plus plus from CryEngine. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just it wasn't enough. So um, and I don't think it's. I think their focus right now is internal things. So they're gonna focus on that, and if if anything was to happen, we might get something in the next few years or so. But I don't think, unfortunately, I'm sorry. Like I said, I can't pronounce your name, but Unreal is like right now, if you look at the marketplaces and kind of everything that's being made out there, um, the only thing that's made with CryEngine is by studios that have used CryEngine in the past. Like I'm thinking of the folks that made Kingdom Come Deliverance. So they used, and I'm not even sure if their new game is still on CryEngine. It's because right now it's probably not CryEngine anymore. It's probably their own version. Kind of similar how Star, like the what is it, the Star engine, like the engine that they used to make that spaceship game. I don't remember what the name of it is, but yeah, and unfortunately, uh, like somebody who was saying, oh yeah, legends never die. Um, yeah, Godot and Unreal has been, at the top, and Unity is there, but I think for mostly like um, what was I gonna say? Like mobile games, and with some of the recent things that have happened with Unity, especially when it comes to licensing and all that, I'm not sure how many. I think I've seen like a bunch of people just switching over to Unreal, and yeah, like Legends Never Die saying, or in manga, sorry, uh, there's so much community stuff going on, and like the marketplace is so huge that uh, I mean, CryEngine, their entire team is probably uh, like their entire team for like employees is probably what Epic has for like the material team at Epic. So yeah, they unfortunately it's I'm sorry to say this, but I think it's too late. Like I wish that wasn't the case, but um, I am very happy that I moved to Unreal. Like And I was a fan of CryEngine for a long time, but I I was seeing that there wasn't anything happening, like their focus is on internal stuff, and I get it, you got to survive. So, oh, Igor, yeah, I did not know about that in Unity because I can't talk about Unity. I just don't haven't used it enough. So I just don't know enough about it. All right, let's see if we can make this one slope down a little bit. I mean, I am looking forward to hopefully Crytek doing Crisis 4. That could be a huge boost for them, I think. But in the long run, I don't think that's going to help them promote the engine. I mean, it's probably going to have a little spike, kind of people looking at it again, but unfortunately, it's a very specialized tool, and with few resources, it's really tough to get things going. Unless you have experience. A lot of the people that I've known that used it have worked in studios that had used CryEngine, so they were an advantage that way. So that's always a plus. All right, so let's work in closing this corner here. But that's not to say that I'm not curious. I'm really curious because it's a nice piece of technology and all. But yeah, if you want to make a video game, unfortunately, that's not really the engine to choose. If you're an indie, and that's a big consideration. All right, that's good. I kind of like having this sidewalk a little bit extended further out, a little bit like that. Let's fix the terrain over here. And let's see if we can get some of like a kind of a ramp from you know, just I'm going to use this mesh that I've used before, which is really useful, and try to make like a little bit of a transition between these two, between the street and kind of this parking lot area. Let's see how things are going to turn out. Okay, that's actually fitting in pretty good. There we go. And some of the rest we can, well, actually, no, I mean, it's pretty close. I was thinking of dressing up with some decals, but we can do that later. All right, so let's use the same mesh over on this end and see if we can how this transition is going to look. Like on this side here. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. There we go. I think for this one we might actually not need can just do it like that. Okay. So that way we have some transition between those two as well. And let's just get this. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Trying to see if I can make it kind of join this, but I think I'm just going to sculpt the terrain a little bit. Might be a little bit easier. Maybe a little too much. So let's try and fix this up here. There we go. That's pretty good. Let's unhide these bushes here. Just gonna pull it all the way to the road. There we go. All right, so we'll pull this all the way into this parking lot over here. This block is also in place. I've added like a little bit of a because I wanted to have something to break this straight line on top of the building. So I've added these kind of like billboards. There's one over here. There's one on this corner here. There's some of these water tanks like on top of the buildings. So that way we can, um, like I said, just break up the straight line. That's the roof. All right. Well, let's see how this section is going to look. And what I'm going to have to do, I think it might be worth doing it now, is to, since these are individuals, like just, but like a building block type of thing, I'm going to go ahead and open this level and just make kind of the front look like this backside here, which is more like a kind of an apartment building entrance rather than just like a business side of like these ones, like these storefronts literally. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I have building blocks 0, 3 and 0, 4. I'm going to jot these down because I'm going to forget. So I'm just going to open each one of these individually and change that kind of that uh, front entrance. So let's take a look at these. So this is going to be 0, 4. I'm just going to save this as building block 0, 4. Just place them where they are into town shops, maps. So building block 0, 4, apartments. All right. And yeah, let's grab, I'm going to try and see if I can change this here. So this being the entrance. Whoops, not the whole thing. Hey, Double P, are you aware of the Actor Palette plugin? I am not. What is that about? Thank you so much for joining. Oh, interesting. Because, oh, you know what? I think that's how I heard about it, to be honest. In that context, um, I think I might have seen somebody using it, or I can't remember how I've seen it the first time around. But thank you so much. Yeah, that's really cool because So far, what I've been doing, I've just like, you know, copy and pasting from one level to the other. So if you can drag it that easily, then that's really cool. I wasn't paying attention with this. So let's be on the grid. We are on the grid, at least close-ish. Oh, and it's also built in. That's cool. Let's see, are we? Yeah, that's good. All right, so this is what this is what I was what I'm trying to do, and this should also simplify some of these front buildings. There we go. Let's see, do these match upper floor? Yeah, they're pretty good. All right, so let's do the same thing here for this one. Yeah, as you can see now, kind of the front of these buildings look a little bit more like an apartment building than a business. Uh, this, I'm not sure if I want to keep this one. I will just keep it around at least for now. But I want to make sure that I'm applying the right material for this. I just noticed it. There we go. All right, so let's get this one done as well. One of the issues, and I didn't really understand why the developer did this. There's like a difference in like I mean I get it. There's like this one is really thick, like this bowl here, so it doesn't really match. But what I need to do is actually use this mesh over here to kind of match what's this one below it. Though, I kind of liked it with this one, so I'll just keep it like this maybe. But I need to apply this other brick. Um, let's see which one's the brick material. I think it's this one. It's not that. Which one are you? This one. Oh, now I get it. Oh, I hate when people do this, like baking this surface. Um, Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind the difference between different levels, like what was painted here. Um, I'm fine with that. All right, let's do this other end. Interestingly enough, these match, so which is good. All right, there we go. So now it's more of an apartment building block than a business area. And let's also get the one that's 3, building block 3. And we'll do the same for this one. Let's save it as building block 3 apartments. There we go. So let's start with this end. Bring this one in. Yeah, this is one of the things that I really like about this package. It's so modular. I mean, besides this little thing here, which I don't get why it was done like this, where this one is a little bit wider here. But other than that, yeah, it's really good. Oh, and I forgot to bring in the door. So right now these doors are just placements because I'm going to replace them with my own set of package of doors. But they work really well either way. All right, so there we go. This one's really nice, right? Like right there, like in between. And I think I'm gonna keep that one like that, just to add a little bit of a variety in the middle of it. And this one, how does the back look? I think I'll keep that as well. All right, let's go back into the main level and replace those levels. And the fun part is going to begin with uh, them being on a slope because that's that's going to be a little pain. Oh, hey, Double V, reminds me a bit of British architecture. Um, yeah, I believe there is definitely a lot of similarities be between like Northern America and like some British buildings as well. So yeah, I can see that. All right, let's place in these ones here. So we got the building block 3. We're going to replace this one with building block 3 apartments. So it's going to be like that. And it's actually, I think it's kind of fitting because it's if this would have been like a business, they'd be like right next to the main street. So I think that could fit in pretty well. And while this one is just going to be um, just plain apartments. like this. Now the good thing is that this one is going to be on a flat ground, so we should be fine to bring it down like that. And let's place this one. What do I want to get? Oh yeah, I wanted to get this one because it's already flat. And these ones are going to be like right along the road. So hopefully it'll be easy to set them in place. And the other thing that I wanted to check, I'm kind of thinking this road is a little wide. Oh, come on, Unreal. This package I think is still kind of bugged. Excuse me. Yeah, it hasn't crashed since like a couple of days ago, but it decided in like, and it's weird, it crashes when it goes between like different modes, like um, going into like terrain edit, then or going into foliage or vertex paint. For whatever reason, that's its one of its Achilles heels. So yeah, but it happens. So Double P, it's a blueprints only project. Uh, there is some of the custom plugins for the from the marketplace, like for like the dialog component, where there is that one's C++ based, but yeah, as far as on my end, everything is blueprints. And right now they perform pretty much everything, saving, missions, literally everything. Huh. I never thought of that. Thank you. That's a good point, Double P. Never thought of running it through, or how would that work, you know? But yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that I need to do with like the optimization parts of things. Um, but some of it is coming along pretty good, I think. So, getting there. All right, let's see. Hopefully I didn't lose too much of my work. Um, oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it would take some doing. All right, hopefully it didn't set us too far back. I'm just gonna need to change these back to block 3 apartments and this one to the block 4 apartments. There we go. I'm trying to save as often as I can, but sometimes, these things happen. All right, let's place the road. And yeah, what I wanted to do before when it crashed was to look at the spline, especially this road here. And the width is fine. Okay. I was thinking the road might have been too wide, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, so let's try and position this around here, and we'll see if we can make it work just just with this. It's kind of interesting sometimes that I'm not sure why the materials don't stream until I actually load the mesh itself. So like the textures maybe. Oh, yeah. So that one, like the crashes that I've run into. Like I've never had a crash that was like a repetitive one, like, oh, this is like I've had one due to like something like I had something wrong in the blueprint, so that was, something that I had to debug. But other than that, I haven't had crashes that were um okay, it keeps on crashing because of this one thing. Like sometimes it's just some like totally mm, like I'm like looking at it as like why did it crash? There's no reason. So yeah, it's just odd. Some of the crashes are like that. But yeah, if it was something that would have just kept on crashing because something that I couldn't figure out, then I think something like you're saying would have been something to do for sure. All right, so let's try and position this stuff around here. And this would be kind of like just a little alleyway behind the buildings. We'll try and bring these together. Try and figure out what to do with that parking lot over there. But for this section here, especially since it's sloped, that's where I'm going to use some of these meshes to help with the transition between these surfaces. And this is what I was saying, that it's so difficult when you have a little bit of a slope, it just complicates things. So as much as I like having these at a sloped angle, it is making my life painful at times. All right, so we'll do the same thing over here, but that one is going to be a flat surface. So I'm just going to reuse this. And just try to make this corner here just like we did over here. Let's see, what axis am I going in? Going like this, then like that though. Just gonna try and make this a little bit tighter. There we go. So let's just try and get this side of it as well. Kind of similarly done. Now it's just a matter of kind of putting this in place. It's going to be a little bit of an angle, but not too harsh. And this thing, there we go. We made the corner there pretty good, I think. I'm not entirely sure if this is like civil engineering type of thing where you got this kind of a back alley being like at an angle like this. If it's even like if this would be a thing. But I don't think it's too offensive. I mean, the only problem might be when we try to connect that into the road and how funky this is gonna look, but let's see. Oh, hey Adamski, welcome, welcome. No, I'm still gonna be here for another half an hour or so. I was just debating whether this kind of sloped driveway is is civil engineering is a civil engineering possibility or what. Uh, but I think for now it's just gonna chuck it to like, it's a video game. So hopefully I'm not gonna get any letters. Why did you do it like that? But yeah, I think you'll be fine. Hey Hisham, welcome, welcome. So can we make this work? If not, I'm just gonna revert. End up using decals, which they also work really well for these transitions. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a great point as well. Um, so yeah, let's just do that. I think I'm gonna, yeah. So, but I'm gonna try and I think I need to leave something over here. Let me try actually placing this as a different angle, like this. I think this might work a little bit better. And then I wanted to move this over that way. Let's see, that's on the y-axis. So just so that I can place another corner over here. Kind of like this. So then what I was hoping to do is like having this one kind of act as that. And I think if I just angle these a little bit that way, it's not going to make it so obvious. I think that might have done it. Um, uh, Do you sort like separate parts of the map in folders? Well, so the way I sort them is like levels, so I got this like a bunch of like these level instances. Um, I wish I would have done better with it because I do have a bunch of these. So what I want to do is I want to separate like a bunch of these like road meshes into like their own folder. I think Unreal Engine 4 was doing it a little bit better, but yeah, I always wish that I'd be a little bit more organized, in all honesty. Okay, I think that would work. But I think the only way to do it nowadays is with these folders. So I have a bunch of these folders set up where like one of them would be like I scatter stuff, something else would I'm gonna try and make them like for like sidewalks. Um, and I believe like for example interactables, like granite rocks. The one thing that I can't remember is if you can um, set like a different color for these, like to make them look a little bit different. But that part I haven't tried it. I'm not sure if it's. I think it was possible in Unreal Engine 4, but 5 they made some changes to that. I mean, again, I might be wrong, but that's what I recall. But yeah, most of the times what I have them is just in their own separate level. Like for example, um, like the motel is his own separate level, and that's how I kind of keep track of things. So I got a few dozen probably separate levels. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Adamski. All right, there is that. And I think here, I don't think I'm gonna need the. I think I'm just gonna be able to use one of those meshes. I don't think I'm gonna need to add another one, another road. So let's play with the kind of transition between these two. Place a little bit of of grass out here on the corner. All right, let's see. How do I need to go with this one? Oh shoot, I was going, I wasn't going the right way. Oh, come on, math. Help me out here. There we go, that's better. All right, let's see. Um, um, yeah, I had a coworker and there were a couple of meetings where his cat was doing the same thing. It's like, hey, you know what? I'll take it from here. You just I'll do the coding. Cats. All right, so let's try and get this one. Try and get them to hopefully join like this over here. This is sometimes what makes it tough when you use these. You kind of lock, kind of tie it into the length of these. So see if I can get the scale up a little bit. If I'm gonna be able to bring them in a little closer. Yeah. All right, that's a little better. All right, that's good. Let's make these joints here. I mean the kind of the connection to this road using this decal that I've made out of the road texture should help. All right, and then last piece is, where is that one? The other decal is this one. There we go. Come on, can I select this decal here? All right, that's pretty good. Bringing this piece over here to the rescue. And there we go. I think that actually turned out pretty good. It's just this one needs to a little bit of adjustment. There. Okay. Just throw a little bit of these kind of bushes alongside this, along the side of this building. There we go. All right. I'm actually really happy with what we managed to do today, guys. Um, Kind of this section back here is all right. Let's finish this one up here because I forgot about this. We jumped on that area by the road, and I completely I was saying at the beginning we're gonna do this one definitely, but everything got away from me for a little bit. So let's try and place this over here. Let's see how this transition would work. And we'll also add a few decals just to help even further. So that works over there. All right. Gonna poach some of these decals from here and just place them right there. Kind of like right where the meshes join together, just to help with that blending. So as you can see, like right here, there's like a little bit of, nah, I'm probably really being picky here, but um, you know, just trying to cover some of those areas like that. And there. I think I went a little too much with the sculpting on this area here. Oh no, sometimes it happens that the terrain gets like voxelized or something. I'm not entirely sure. It just turns into like block squares when I save it. It's kind of odd. But all right, we got sidewalks done. Um, you know, we got these connections into the driveways done. We got the road done and the connecting thing back here. So so yeah, I think that was let's just maybe move this block back a little bit like this. Um, I think all in all that was really good. Um, what uh, what got done. So I um I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping by, taking time of their day. So tomorrow we'll continue with this. Maybe we'll do the area over here, or what I was thinking might be better is to set the motel back in place. So like I was showing you in the beginning, maybe some of you missed that. With adding this area here, these blocks over here, I felt like the motel might have um, had a better placement, like right on the edge of town over here. So that's why I moved it over on this side, and that's what we're probably going to do tomorrow. We've done some pretty good job today on these back streets, and yeah, tomorrow I think probably today I'll spend some more time just refining some of these areas, and tomorrow we'll do the motel area and get that all situated. So yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow, same time. If if later in the day works better for folks, please let me know, comments or in Discord. I try to do one just so that I can, it's kind of middle of the day to some extent, and at least on the East Coast. So there's kind of the West Coast in the morning, and then everybody in Europe and Asia, it's going to be like evening, late evening. So hopefully that works as best as possible for people. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Saturday and take care, everybody. All right, bye.